All right. Hello, everyone. We are here with Daniel. Daniel is a strategy and operations director at Singular. Singular is an IT services and IT consulting company that has a adaptive advantage for a world that is in constant change. So, Daniel, tell me a little bit more how you landed at Singular.
Sure. Well, it's a good question because this year was my 15th anniversary at the company.
Mhm.
So it's been a long time. I started as a software developer, Java backend developer. I moved throughout the ranks, doing several things, mostly in project management, business development, that helped me jump to another country, which was first Mexico. I was there for a year, putting together the office that we have there right now. And then I was offered the opportunity to come here to the US. I've been here in the US for 7 years now. Started as a tech lead in the Birmingham, Alabama, jumped to Portland, Oregon, and now I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I came to Pittsburgh almost 3 years ago because there was a huge project through one of our old clients. And I said yes. I love challenges. I love putting together teams. I love technology. So it was a no brainer, and that opened the door for me to become part of the staff of the company or the leadership team of the company here in the US, and that's how I ended up first at Singular, and second, in this US strategy director role that I'm doing right now. And the role means basically I'm the glue, I'm the proxy between operations, so everything that happens in the projects and everything that happens internally, HR, admin, and all the nice stuff that we are going to be talking about today.
Awesome. I love that so much. So, let's go ahead and dive into our first question. So, our first question is, how does being diverse help you stay relevant?
So something that everybody says every time that you ask them this question is that diversity makes us stronger, right? But I always ask how, like how is diversity making you stronger? Well, in our case, I will say there are two things: critical thinking and a different point of view. If you put together a team with people from different backgrounds, you're going to have those things organically. You don't have to force them. You don't have to train people for it. It's just, that's your background. That's what you are bringing to the table. So I think it's important as a leader to make sure that that's your standard. That whenever you have a diverse team, you give them the tools. You generate the space for that conversation to happen, and that's how you stay relevant. You have those rules, you have those standards, you have that way of leading people that makes things interesting and make others think, how are we or why are we doing things this way, the same way that we have been doing it for a long time, when these other people is coming and telling us there are other many different ways of doing the same thing.
Love that so much. So, what are some ways that you can improve diversity in a company, and what are some things that you guys have been doing at Singular that has helped?
So I'll just make the example because I think it reflects, my idea for that. Diversity is good when you're talking about work. So having a diverse team at work always help, but that's not enough. If you want things to happen, you also have to generate that same environment, that same relationship between the employees in another place. And for me, that is reflected in communities. And I'm not talking about communities related to religion or culture or stuff like that, but based on things that people has in common. Even if you are from different cultures, there is always something that you like to do together, right? Sports, play video games, cooking. I don't know. There are a lot of fun stuff that you can do together as a team, that it doesn't have to do with your job, or it doesn't have to do with your cause or your core community is something else, you know. So if you create those links, if you create those different communities, I think it benefits overall for, you know, sharing the diverse way of thinking.
Love that so much. And so, for our last question, what are some strategies your company makes to help women feel more empowered in the workplace?
Well, mostly it's through communities. In this case, yes, it's based on equality and inclusion. There is a initiative called Singular Hoppers, and all women inside the company have access to it, and they meet. I think it's once every couple of weeks or once every month to share their stories, either if they are good stories or bad things that happen inside the company. They have a safe space there to share what's going on, see what the company can do better to, you know, improve in that sense. Another thing is that since we are an international company, in other countries there are already laws that you know, protect diversity and inclusion. And what we are trying to do is, wherever the country has the better laws for that, we are trying to adapt that to other countries. Like, for example, in Spain, every year we have to go through an audit process to figure out, you know, if we are doing good or we are doing better than last year in, you know, all these matters. And whatever we discover during that audit process, we also apply it to the US, to Mexico, to Chile, to wherever we are.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for coming on Tech Diversity Unplugged. I'm looking forward
Good
to
to be
working with
here.
you more in the future. And I love just hearing more about your company and your culture at the company.
Anytime. Thank you very
Awesome.
much for having me.
Thank you.